Seraphim. That's the new type of pacifista that we have inside the series, and you could call them little children running around doing whatever they want to do, or the replacement for the warlords. But today I want to talk about what Seraphim are and their connections to the story and what they could bring to the story later on. But before the video starts, subscribe. Only like 95% of you guys are subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, it takes 1 second, and back to the video. So, Seraphim. What does that mean? The first thing I want to talk about is what Seraphim means in real life. Seraphim is from the Bible, actually. It's from Isaiah chapter 6, and Seraphim means the fiery ones, and they're angels who have 6 wings, but in One Piece we compare them, they only have 2. So what I'm taking from this is that they have a more ancient root with the past in One Piece. It could be, and they also mean the fiery ones, which could have a connection to Joy Boy and the Nika sun god. So it could be a connection with those two. It could be a lot of foreshadowing that Oda is trying to do here. Yes, so Seraphims, they were the angels who revere God and proclaim his supreme glory. So Oda definitely took some inspiration from this and what it means. So I think with that they're gonna have a way broader role, and they might have something with the past or some type of godlike presence to them. And we all know where Seraphim came from, who made them. It was definitely Vegapunk, we know that. And then we'll talk about how much of a genius that Vegapunk really was. We know Vegapunk went from making Kuma multiple copies in his pacifista. And that's another thing, is Kuma a clone or is he just a machine? I still really don't know, or if anybody really knows to this point, to making an exact replica of Kaido's fruit, which is actually insane how he could even do something like that. So Vegapunk is a mastermind in everything he does, and I want to talk about the role of the Seraphim and what they could do. So we see that their role is meant to take the roles of the warlords and why they look similar to all the warlords. But we saw when Kobe tried to give commands to the Mihawk one, they weren't listening. So maybe they could go rogue or just like run around and wreak havoc. We don't know how well they're gonna listen, because for example, Kuma was created by Vega, and Kuma really was helping the Straw Hats without the Straw Hats even knowing. Like, first time you saw him throw the bark or whatever, yeah, he was there, but Kuma could have killed them all, but he didn't multiple times. So who knows, it might backfire again and they go rogue again or do what they just want to do. So we'll see how that leads on. Now, I also want to talk about why they look like the warlords and how they even could look like the warlords. With this being said, Vegapunk, I don't know how he would have been able to get their DNA, but maybe since, the warlords they had to be around the Navy, when they held meetings and everything, because they were technically a part of the Navy. He could have took some DNA samples from there or other stuff. But yeah, I really don't know how he would have all their DNA, or maybe he doesn't even need their DNA. He has some type of technology where he could just clone people, which would be insane. And I want to talk about the designs of the Seraphim, especially the Mihawk one. The Mihawk one first I want to talk about, and how that Mihawk one has the same eyes as Mihawk. Yeah, it could be from cloning, but there already is big speculation on Mihawk and Zoro's eyes. I think, or like, there's different characters' eyes too that people talk about, like Emu and everything. I wonder what those eyes mean, and I think we'll see it all eventually, because I feel like Mihawk's eyes are more like an all-seeing eye, not like all-seeing like a god type of thing, but more like all the stuff he experienced as a swordsman and everything that he seen. And I think his eyes definitely have some type of special ability that we haven't seen yet, but I think his eyes mean for like more wisdom and stuff like that. And then the Boa Seraphim eye that we see, she has a little star in her eyes. I think that's gonna mean something later on, or it could just be like a design choice. I wouldn't put that past that either, but in my head I think it could be some type of something that we see in the future, or some type of ability that we could see later on. The last thing I want to talk about is the Seraphim and who else the Navy could have with them. Now, this opens the door to everything. I've already seen a lot of theories about them having Roger coming back in some type of way, because when you really think about it, it does make sense, because we don't know what happened to Roger's body after. Could have easily took it, preserved it, take DNA, and now they have a super powerful Seraphim Roger, and we could see like the Straw Hats running into that later on, or they unleash it and have Roger running around. Saw people talk about Ace. Ace would be crazy, because I think that would be really dramatic for Luffy. Just imagine Luffy running into like a own version of Ace. That would be insane. Yeah, there could be a lot of different characters that could come back or anything. But yeah, I think literally 1059 was literally a game-changing chapter, because now we have a whole different ballpark in our hands, and we don't know what's gonna happen with these Seraphim and these models, because I could see them listening for a little while, but after a while I think they might do their own thing, and I think they definitely have to be like as strong as, I don't want to say young, probably Yonko level, like, yeah, actually, because we saw Mihawk, the little Mihawk did a slash that even looked that strong, and he easily cut the mountain in half, even though he didn't do no physical damage to Blackbeard. But still, I feel like they're definitely okay, probably not Yonko level, but they're probably like a little bit beneath that, which is still really, really strong. So let me know what you guys think about these Seraphim and the models, and what their connection could be to the series later on, and who actually is a Seraphim. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and peace.